When federal troops or immigration agents appear on American streets, the public reaction is often framed as shock. Media coverage describes it as unprecedented. Political leaders argue legality. Commentators warn of a dangerous new era. But the historical record shows this is not a new development. It is a recurring and well-documented feature of American governance dating back to the founding of the Republic. The first major domestic military deployment occurred in 1794, during a tax revolt in western Pennsylvania. Nearly 13,000 militia troops were mobilized to suppress farmers protesting federal economic policy. This event established a critical precedent. The federal government would use armed force inside states when its authority or revenue was challenged. Throughout the 19th century, this pattern continued. In 1831, state and federal forces were mobilized in response to a large-scale enslaved uprising in Virginia. During westward expansion, the U.S. Army was routinely deployed inside territorial and state boundaries to remove indigenous populations and enforce federal land claims. After the Civil War, federal troops occupied southern states for years to impose national authority and manage civilian resistance during Reconstruction. By the late 19th century, military force increasingly targeted American workers. During the Great Railroad Strike of 1877, federal troops were sent into multiple states after labor actions disrupted national commerce. More than 100 civilians were killed. In 1894, federal troops were again deployed to break a nationwide rail strike, despite objections from state officials. Courts later affirmed the legality of the action. In 1932, during the Great Depression, tens of thousands of World War I veterans marched on the nation's capital, demanding promised compensation. Federal authorities ordered the military to remove them. Cavalry units, tanks, and chemical agents were used against unarmed veterans and their families. Their encampments were destroyed. Domestic military intervention did not end after World War II. In 1957, federal troops were deployed inside a southern state to enforce school desegregation orders. While publicly framed as protection of constitutional rights, the deployment reinforced a broader principle. Federal military power could override state governments and civilian opposition whenever national authorities deemed it necessary. In the late 20th and early 21st centuries, internal enforcement shifted toward federal policing and immigration control. Immigration laws expanded in 1986 and again after 2001. In 2003, a new federal agency was created under a national security framework, formally linking immigration enforcement to counter-terror doctrine. Military equipment flowed into civilian policing through federal programs, further blurring the line between war power and domestic governance. When federal agents and immigration officers were deployed into cities during recent administrations, this did not represent a collapse of democratic norms. It represented historical continuity. Periods of economic strain, political polarization, and demographic change have consistently produced internal enforcement actions throughout American history. This is not a system breaking down. It is a system operating according to its original design. From the 18th century to the present, organized force has been used inside U.S. borders to preserve order, protect economic structures, and control populations defined as threatening. The real historical illusion is the belief that this should not happen. That belief was cultivated through selective education, patriotic mythology, and the deliberate erasure of uncomfortable facts. The historical record shows continuity, not deviation. Domestic force has always been part of American governance. We were just trained not to see it.